Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of A Mummer Story. And I'm joined today by 12-time champion, and this year's champion as well, from South Philly String Band. Welcome to the show, Ryan Mckelvie.
Hey, John, how are you, pal?
Good. How are you, brother?
Good, thank you.
So overall, just coming back from the pandemic, how do you thought this year's parade went?
I think it went pretty well. I think a lot of the bands, considering the circumstances of finances and everything else, they were pretty well. Everybody was very entertaining.
Yeah, I was watching on the on TV. I'm a big Mummers fan, as you know. When we, at work, I always just talk
Yeah.
about, breaking your stones about giving you guys your next gimmick and stuff like that. But on TV, it looked like there really wasn't that many people in the stands. Is that the way it was, or just maybe some camera views? Was it packed? At City Hall, I should say.
The front view, it was pretty packed, but it's hard to pack the seats on the sides because your view's obstructed.
Right. Well, let's start way back, right? I know Mummers is usually like a family tradition thing, for the most part. What year did you start, or how old were you when you started with the Mummers?
I was 5 years old. My first parade was with the Golden Sunrise New Year's Association. They're part of the fancy division. They're no longer currently in existence. And then from there, 1989 was my first year as a junior marshal for Quaker City String Band. And then I took my test shortly thereafter. And then 1994 was my first year in costume with Quaker City.
Okay.
And I was with them all the way up until 2016, when in July of 2016, I left there and joined friends of mine over at the South Philadelphia String Band, and have been there ever since.
So who introduced you to the Mummers? Was it a dad? Was it an uncle, a cousin? How did you get introduced?
So years ago, my grandfather was a member of the Durning String Band. So it was in the blood. He was an accordion player. His son was a member of Quaker City. My cousin is a member of Quaker City String Band. So it was pretty much a family tradition. My father also joined Quaker City when I joined. So we were members together for the same amount of time.
So I don't even think and I haven't heard that name in a long time. I remember it, but Durning String Band, I don't even, they're not even around anymore, correct?
They are still around.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So when you what was your first year when you were in costume and you were playing an instrument? What year was that?
1994.
1994. So let me ask you a question. From 1994 to present, has the Mummers Parade changed? And if it did, has it gotten better, worse, or has it stayed the same?
I think it has gotten better. The shows have become more elaborate, bigger wow factors. It seems like we're in a generation of everybody wants to be overexcited with things. The big finale prop, the smoke, the confetti, everything is over the top. So I really think these shows have become better than they were in years past.
And I agree. One thing I do like, which I know this year was kind of tough coming back from a pandemic, I always remember watching the Mummers on TV. And when the sun started coming down, or actually when the string bands took place, I remember it being dark and the lights just beamed down on the if you want to call it center stage, City Hall. And I mean the your guys, how you had the glitter and the reflectors. It just made, to me, it just, like you said, flashy, and it just made the Mummers all the more better. Now, do you think that would, like, the wow factor's there? It's there, still there. But this year, if you watched it later on tape, do you think that wow factor, the nighttime and you know, shining, like the uniform shining off the lights and stuff like that, you think that was missed?
Absolutely. We missed going at night. Years ago, if you recall, there were a lot more participants in the parade. A lot of organizations since then have, you know, disbanded, merged. So the parade has become smaller. So we do miss the factor of the lights. We always hope for a couple hour delay, which forces our division to go later and possibly be under the lights. Years ago, we definitely did design our shows for nighttime, picking, you know, certain materials, adding mirrors and such, you know, hoping that we would, you know, create that, you know, wow factor in a costume.
So out of all the years, and well, it's kind of tough. I don't want to put you on the spot so much, but I mean, because every organization that you've been with have been incredible. So I have to ask the question. Quaker City was an amazing string band. South Philly, obviously, just over the years past. I mean, just look at who's won every year. What? How can I put it good? Where did you see you fit in better with Quaker City, South Philly String Band? What organization did you like better? So it's kind of putting you in a tough spot because you're in South Philly, but
both have different pros and cons. But I feel that I am better suited with the South Philadelphia String Band. They're still up and coming. They're growing. It doesn't show in the prizes because we're there.
Yeah.
But we're not as deep in the history as Quaker City is or Fralinger is.
Yeah.
I mean, we just celebrated our 75th anniversary last year. So, but a Quaker City or a Fralinger is a lot deeper in musicians and participants than South Philly is.
Yeah. So watching the Mummers Parade this year, one of the questions that I seen or answers that I seen a lot of the captains respond to was they were saying it wasn't so much about winning, that it was more about just getting back out there for the fans. But winning is important, right? I mean, just watching on Facebook, you guys waiting to hear from your captain or your representative what place you guys came in and seeing that you guys won again. You guys won ape shit. So
yes.
So yeah, the pandemic wasn't there, or pandemic caused you guys not to have it this year. So just based off of some of these answers that these guys were saying, that, you know, it's not about winning, it's just about performing. Is it about winning?
It's a loaded question.
It is. It is.
For me, it is about winning.
Yeah.
It's why I do it. Competition drives an organization like South Philadelphia String Band. We put together our show this year in 18 weeks. From the time we found out officially that the parade was a go, we picked a theme. The whole process normally takes literally 365. So to put together what we did in 18 weeks is a huge accomplishment. And that's why you saw the uproar in the organization when we won, because to do something like that is really unheard of.
What do you think most string bands lack that South Philadelphia String Band doesn't?
Creativity.
And is that, I mean, listen, I'm not going to lie. Like, you and I have been friends for a long time. And I've seen you guys, whether it was with Quaker City or South Philly, you guys have put on an absolutely amazing show. All the bands have. But like you said, what separates you guys apart is the creativity. Yo, guy, kudos for this year. Like, you guys truly were the best this year. I mean, the props, the LEDs, like with a simple motorcycle helmet. Am I correct? Was that a motorcycle helmet that the guy had on?
It was.
I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So let me pose this question. Out of all the years you've been a mummer, what was your favorite, I don't know, what do you guys call them? What was your favorite mummer?
Performance.
Yeah, what was your favorite performance? All
So
time.
all time.
Yeah.
For me, last year, well, 2020 was very special. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Three friends of mine in 2019 were killed in a car accident on January 2nd. So to win the following year, doing it as we called it for them, was extremely special.
Yeah, it was. It was. And I'm sorry for you guys' loss.
Thank you.
So, oh God, that gets emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't even know the guy, but yeah, that was a tough thing for you guys, man.
It was.
And Mummers it's a family, dude. It's not just like you said, it's 365. And I mean, you're with these guys, every year. Well, you just finished and you said you already had a meeting. You had a meeting lined up already.
Yeah. It's crazy. The minute we find out win, lose, or whatever the circumstances, we're right back at it shortly thereafter. It really is a 365, like I said. From picking the theme to sending it to a designer to draw our sketches, to meeting with a costumer, to making sample suits, to having a music arranger put our music together, and then laying out the show as far as the drill goes, and
Yeah.
and teaching all of it.
So let me ask you this question. Has it ever happened to you or any organization that that you guys have a skit and then maybe something happens where like maybe halfway through your training for that skit, has it had to change any? Like, did you ever have to change anything?
I'm going to take it a little bit behind the scenes this year, John. Parade was postponed due to rain. We called a drill on January 1st and changed a section of our drill the day before a competition, which took a lot of dedication on the membership's part, and kudos to every performer there to pull off in a short amount of time what we did, and we won doing it.
I mean, Mummers Parade. I did a thing. I did a live YouTube and about the Mummers, because there's a lot of people from Philadelphia that they moved out.
I did catch it, and it was very good.
Yeah, and I did my own little commentating. You know what I
Very
mean?
good.
Oh, what do you got there? What do you got there on there?
This is the 2020 championship ring.
Oh, 2020 or?
Yes, the 2021.
Wow. So, okay, yeah, because 21 there was no parade. So, wow.
Right.
That's like your guys' Super Bowl. They look like Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, they are pretty big.
Wow. That is amazing. Now, is your name engraved in there and everything?
It isn't. No.
Wow. How much? Let me ask you a question. How much do those rings go for? Probably around. Now, let me. Do you guys purchase that yourself, or is that the club give you for the winnings?
No, we purchase it ourselves.
Oh wow. Well, let's just keep that personal then. It's nobody needs it.
But it's nice to keep. This, like you said earlier, it's a tradition.
Yeah.
And I hope that it's still around when my son, is old enough and can partake in it, because I would like to march with my son.
Are you going to prepare your son for the Mummers?
I already am.
When's mom going to let him get out there the first time with you?
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
We'll see.
Cool. Well, is there anything that you would like to add to our little sit down today about the Mummers?
No, whatever you want to hit me with, go ahead.
I think I hit you with all my questions that I had lined up for you. So all right, here goes one I thought about. You're a sax guy, right?
I am.
Have you always been a saxophone guy?
Yes.
Okay. So you
I started playing. Sorry, I started playing at 8 years old.
Oh wow.
Yes. So I've been playing for a long time.
So now, when you since 8 years old, I'm assuming you played in a band through, like, high school and stuff like that.
I did.
The moving, your guys are out there. You're playing your thing. You got your music sheet in front of you. You're moving around. You guys are spinning. You're doing your things. Have you ever lost beat? Like, were you always I mean, you've been doing it for a long time. I'm sure you can do it now. But when you first started doing those movements and spinning and dancing and dipping, were you always able to stay in tune, like not miss a beat with the music?
You figure the amount of time that we rehearse, it becomes muscle memory. When you get in front of the judges, it's a reaction thing. It happens so fast that sometimes you don't even remember what you actually did in front of the judges. That's how quick it happens.
Let me ask you a question. Like playing sports, you like I don't know, whether you play soccer or baseball and you're up for your big game. What's the adrenaline like when you guys are marching up Broad Street or Market Street, however it went, you hit that center stage? Is your blood pumping? Like, are you fine? Like, what goes through you?
It's really an exciting feeling, because all eyes are on you, especially when you're defending champs. Everybody is gunning for you.
Right.
And you want to make sure that your performance is the best out of all of them.
Let me ask you this question. Broad Street or Market Street? Which would you prefer?
Broad Street.
Why?
It's a South Philly thing. It's not really a Center City thing, in my opinion. But I mean, we all know times have changed, and the crowds, really have gotten thin.
Now, City Hall has been the center stage for the main performance of all time. I started improvising my own thoughts. What if it was to go down Frankfurt Avenue, right?
Here we go.
And then have the main, now all my people that are going to watch this, I'm sure all my Northeast people will agree with me. What if center stage was the next best thing? Frankfurt and Cottman. Could it work?
Never know.
I mean, I'm not going to say Kensington Ave. Or Front Street, you know what I mean?
You never know.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I know you have your family there. You got to get the little guy to bed. I want to take the time to thank you. I want to take the time to thank Mrs. Mckelvie and your son for allowing you to have some time with me today for my first edition of A Mummer Story. So I'm sure pass this on to all your guys' mummers, your friends, and from all the bands that you know. The next one up, just tell them to hit me up, send me an inbox or something like that, and
we'll do.
I think this is going to be a really good series, man.
I do too, and you do a really nice job, John.
I try. I'm just giving back, I guess.
I hear you. We need to get your likes up.
I know we need to get the likes
and
up.
Your followers.
Ryan, tell everybody, will you please, right now while I have you on, give me a shout out, Ryan Mckelvie from South Philly String Band, and tell people what they need to do for me.
Everybody needs to go onto YouTube and like John Levy's YouTube page and follow it, because he is one of the best.
I'm top notch, dude, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the theme you suggested to me years ago still runs through my head.
Am I right or wrong? Don't tell nobody, because somebody might use it against you.
I'm not, but it always runs through my head.
And then if they win, you're gonna wind up hitting me or something like that. All right, brother. Well, again, thank you for your time, and
thank you, John.
Hopefully we see each other soon.
Hopefully.
All right, brother. You have a good night.
Take care. You too.